Lamont Roach Jr. is locked in and intensely working out with purpose. As the echo of every punch hits the heavy bag, he's not just training, he's preparing for redemption.
392.
Roach isn't holding back, and a rematch against Gervonta Davis is on the horizon. This time, he's aiming to shock the world. Watch closely, the comeback might already be in motion. With just days left before stepping back into the ring against Gervonta Davis, Roach is turning up the intensity. Every session now is about precision, power, and proving a point. This isn't the same Roach from the first fight. He looks sharper, faster, and more dangerous. Whether it's enough to dethrone Gervonta remains to be seen, but one thing's clear. Roach is coming to fight like his career depends on it. Lamont Roach Jr. isn't walking into this rematch blind. He's already felt Gervonta Davis's power, speed, and IQ, and he's not underestimating any of it. In a recent interview with Andre Ward, Roach opened up about the lessons he's learned and exactly what needs to change if he wants to flip the result this time.
How many rematches have you fought in your pro career?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again? Enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, it's a good question. It'd definitely be based off of, I ain't gonna lie, I gotta put myself, it's gonna be based on my training camp.
Mm-hmm.
I have to push myself a little harder if that didn't get me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not gonna lie, I have room. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. It's just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
Roach isn't selling false confidence. He's respecting Tank while making it clear their rematch won't be a repeat. This time, Roach says he's leveling up. And if he truly has, Gervonta might be in for a tougher fight than anyone's expecting. Roach knows what went wrong the first time, and he's not the only one who sees the danger in a rematch. Even Gervonta's peers are warning him not to take Roach lightly. After hearing Roach's mindset, one top name in boxing didn't hold back with his take. Shakur Stevenson warns Gervonta of dangerous rematch versus Lamont Roach.
I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
When Shakur Stevenson, the most calculated fighter in the division, says a fight can go left, that's not just hype, it's a red flag. Tank might have edged Roach the first time, but this isn't the same matchup. Lamont's smarter, hungrier, and laser focused on revenge. And now even boxing's elite are watching this one closely.
I like Lamont in the rematch.
I think you were one of the few that kind of picked Lamont to begin with. Why was that?
I sparred with Lamont. I knew that he was a good fighter. He helped me get ready for the Oscar Valdez fight. And I knew his style, with Tank's style, what he was going to be able to bring to the table. I knew it. So.
While most fans expected Lamont Roach Jr. to get steamrolled in his first fight with Gervonta Davis, what actually happened shocked the boxing world. One voice who's been loud about that upset performance is Greer Hackett. In his eyes, Roach already has the upper hand, and it's not just about skill.
Why? Lamont got the edge because he already did the unexpected.
He was supposed to get knocked out coming up from 130, and not only did he not get knocked out, he performed and possibly won the fight. That's what some people believe. I thought it was a very close fight. I think, but after you asked me that question, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I think Lamont do have a slight edge, just because he did what he wasn't supposed to do. So a lot of people go in there and they're very obedient to Tank's power, and Lamont wasn't that night. Lamont wasn't having it, and he said he wasn't having it. He said it before. Y'all tripping. Y'all must be really like tripping. So I guess we was tripping.
Roach didn't just survive, he stood his ground, defied expectations, and took Tank into deep waters. That confidence, Hackett suggests, might be the key difference heading into the rematch, and it puts pressure exactly where it hurts most, on Gervonta Davis. But Hackett didn't stop there. He pointed out how the public is watching Gervonta differently now, especially after one moment in their last fight that raised eyebrows.
Because if he's not the most focused, then he's gonna be in trouble. It's just that simple. This is the night you gotta be not on your A game, you gotta be on your everything game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have everything with you that night. And you can't play about it. And you gotta mean it. Every step gotta be counted for. And he know that. Tank will have to give his best. I mean, and he can't make no mistakes, because what's being held against him is the night that he took the knee. I mean, that was like, Tank, you wasn't supposed to do that, bro. You know what I mean? So the magnifying glass is on him. And Lamont just got to go in there and be a little meaner. Just be a little, and be first. Lamont got to be first and be a little meaner.
According to Hackett, the tables have turned. Tank's invincible image took a hit, and now Roach only needs to turn up the aggression. If Lamont finds that next gear, the rematch might not just be competitive, it might be career-defining. While Lamont Roach Jr. is soaking in praise after pushing Gervonta Davis to the limit, not everyone is sold on the victory lap. YouTuber and boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult called Roach out in a passionate message, warning that there's no room for complacency when you're chasing greatness.
Roach, listen, bro. Brother, you can't be in silk pajamas after a draw. I'm concerned. This is what I want to say about champions. A lot of times, people see the challenger as the rough guy, as the hungry guy, and not the champion. But there's a reason why champions become champions. And I'm talking about reigning champions, because they are the ones with grit. People who become great, it takes grit to get there, because I want that rematch to be a great fight. If Tank just come in and blow Roach out, I only have 15 minutes of fame. I want it to be great. Put the beer down and get your ass in the gym. Look, I've seen this before. And the funny thing about history, it tends to repeat itself. June, I'm not saying it's going to happen to Roach, but Roach, please. This has been a long celebration over a draw. Your fight can be next month. And Tank is training, laughing his ass off.
Showbiz isn't hating, he's pleading. Roach shocked the world once, but if he's serious about rewriting the Gervonta Davis story, there's no time to get comfortable. Tank's not on cruise control, he's grinding, and Showbiz is worried Roach might lose the edge that made the first fight so dangerous. And when it comes to strategy, Showbiz didn't hold back there either. He broke down exactly why Tank is so lethal, even against elite movers like Roach.
This is a secret Lamont Roach knows. Tank can go get you if you're running away, because Tank is very good at knowing the distance where he has most leverage on his punches. So if you're backing up, Tank can go get you. Other than that, Tank has to counter you. That's how Tank knocked out Rody. That's how Tank knocked out Ryan Garcia. That's how Tank hurt Mario Barrios and started that shit, that snowball. That's how Tank knocked out Leo Santa Cruz. That's why Tank talks so much. He needs you punching.
So Roach has a choice. Box and move and risk getting tracked down, or take the fight to Tank and risk the counters. Either way, Showbiz is warning him, Tank's danger is in his patience. He waits for you to blink, then ends the night. And if Roach gets too comfortable, this rematch might not last long enough to make history. In his sit-down with Andre Ward, Lamont Roach peeled back the curtain on the mental warfare inside that ring, and what he revealed wasn't just unexpected, it was deeply unsettling, because right in the heat of the action, Gervonta Davis didn't try to outbox him. He tried to outmessage him.
He was skating around the ring. He was like, what, you ain't gonna win?
He said that?
What? Yes. He said, you ain't gonna win. I'm like, yeah, why not?
This wasn't bravado, this was Tank Davis predicting the politics, not the punches. And instead of saying, you can't beat me, Tank told Roach you're not even allowed to win, and said it to his face in real time. And when Roach pushed back, asked why he wouldn't win, the answer exposed something even deeper, a truth that every B-side fighter knows but rarely dares to say out loud.
Like, they ain't gonna give it to you.
Last bell ring, what you thinking?
After the last bell, I'm like, oh yeah, like, we coming home with this. But
You felt you was gonna win?
It's different in the ring. I felt like I just got finished fighting the 8-4 fight. I'm like, dog, even if they get it wrong to where the margin, I said,
You still felt like you was on
I said,
that
no
nine.
way.
That wasn't just confidence. That was Tank admitting the system is rigged in his favor. It's the unspoken reality of boxing politics, where matchroom hype, commercial leverage, and name value can weigh heavier than a clean jab.
But when they announced the first scorecard for him,
What,
that's
15,
when they
13?
that's when it really got me. They said 4 Davis, I said, oh my God, I won.
Yeah.
I said, they gonna give me a split decision win. Man, I said, it's coming home again. They say 114, 114. I said,
You knew what it
they
was at
couldn't
that
do
point.
that. I said, oh man. After they said 114, 114, immediately it took me back to probably like the 11th round or 12th round. He was skating around the ring. He was like, what, you ain't gonna win?
And when the fight ended, Roach felt like he had done enough. Like this time, performance would beat perception. But the moment the scorecards were read, Tank's words echoed back louder than ever.
Lamont Roach in training camp, ready for one of the biggest rematches in 2025 against Gervonta Tank Davis, one of the biggest faces in boxing. What a man.
That draw wasn't just controversial, it was scripted in the eyes of Roach before the final bell even rang. Now, heading into the rematch, Roach isn't just fighting Gervonta Davis, he's fighting the idea that the outcome's already been decided, and that makes this second fight more dangerous, more emotional, and more political than the first. So now you see why Lamont Roach is training like a man who isn't just preparing for a rematch, he's preparing for a robbery in progress. Because when a fighter flat out tells you mid-fight, you ain't gonna win, and the judges prove him right, that's not just disrespect, that's war. Roach isn't shadowboxing anymore. He's punching back at a system that tried to write him off after he did the unthinkable. And this time, he's not leaving anything to the judges, to politics, or to Tank's mouth. Lamont Roach already warned us, he's not coming to survive, he's coming to finish. And while everyone talks about Tank's power, Roach has quietly been crafting the shot that could flip the entire script. This isn't just a punch, it's a message. And if Gervonta blinks for even a second, this sneaky power might be the last thing he sees. And that's exactly what makes this rematch so dangerous. Roach isn't just fighting Gervonta Davis, he's fighting perception. He's fighting a legacy machine built to protect superstars like Tank. After shocking the world the first time and surviving the political trap of a draw, now Roach is hunting the finish. But will that be enough? Even legends are split, because while some believe Roach has figured out the code, others think Gervonta is about to show why he's been protected for so long. Just listen to Roy Jones Jr., who broke it down like only he can.
I think he shocked the world again, but the only thing different this time is Tank will come with a different attitude, different personality, different motivation, and I think Roach will do good again, but I think Tank will be more dominant this half.
That's the question now. Has Roach truly closed the gap, or did he just catch Tank off guard the first time? One thing's for sure, if Davis shows up with a different fire, this might turn into the most violent chess match of his career. And Roach, he's betting it all on being one move ahead. Roach isn't leaving it to chance. If Roy thinks Tank will show up different, then Lamont's making damn sure he shows up better, stronger, smarter, sharper. This camp isn't about surviving the storm, it's about becoming the storm. No silk pajamas, no post-draw celebration, just pure grit, grind, and obsession with one goal: shutting every mouth that called the first fight a fluke. The intensity in Roach's training camp reflects a fighter who understands the magnitude of the rematch. Every session is focused, every drill purposeful. There's no celebration over a draw, just a relentless push to improve and correct what was missing the first time. Roach is not preparing for another close fight, he's preparing to dominate. Beyond the mitt work and conditioning, Roach is dialing in on raw power and placement. He's not just trying to touch Gervonta, he's looking to hurt him. Every shot on the heavy bag is a direct response to the critics who said he couldn't keep Tank honest. This part of camp is about delivering impact, not just surviving it. The focus is unmistakable. Roach's power isn't flashy, but it's sharp, precise, and built to break rhythm. He's working to close the physical gap, not just the scorecards. This isn't about proving a point anymore. It's about leaving no doubt when the final bell rings. This is where the adjustments take shape. Lamont Roach isn't just throwing punches, he's rehearsing scenarios. Every round of sparring is tailored to Tank's habits. The explosive counters, the feints, the pressure. Roach's team is replicating the chaos of a Davis fight in controlled rounds, so nothing surprises him on fight night. The timing, the angles, the response to pressure. Roach is tightening every detail. Sparring isn't about looking good, it's about exposing flaws before they get exposed under the lights. And from this work, it's clear Roach isn't preparing for another 50-50 battle. He's preparing to take the fight from Tank decisively. As the rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. draws closer, even outside promoters are weighing in on the pressure Tank is under. Eddie Hearn, who has no stake in the fight, still recognizes the rematch as a high-risk moment for Davis. After a performance that many saw as underwhelming, the spotlight on Tank is now brighter than ever, and according to Hearn, the stakes just got bigger.
But now he's got a rematch, it's actually much bigger than the first fight. So yeah, I think he'll be more switched on for this maybe, but Roach is a good fighter, it won't be easy.
That's not just respect, it's caution. Hearn is echoing what most observers are now realizing. Roach flipped the script in the first fight, and now Davis has to answer for it. The rematch isn't just a fight, it's a referendum on Tank's focus, legacy, and ability to bounce back. And even neutral voices like Hearn's are making it clear this won't be a walkover. Even Tank's former opponent, Rolando Romero, is siding with Davis this time. time, but not without a caveat. Romero, who was knocked out by Gervonta in their bout, isn't picking Davis out of blind loyalty or hype. He's picking him because he knows just how much Davis has to prove after that first fight with Roach. Romero said of a Davis-Roach rematch, "I'd take Tank because I think Tank will make the necessary adjustments." That word adjustments keeps coming up. Everyone from fighters to analysts understands that Roach exposed something real in the first bout. Tank didn't just need better conditioning or timing, he needed a reset in mindset, and if he doesn't deliver that this time around, Romero's prediction could age very poorly. Lamont Roach Jr. isn't just chasing a win, he's chasing justice. From the politics that played out mid-fight to the razor-thin scorecards that left him empty-handed, this rematch represents more than a second chance. It's about forcing boxing to recognize what it overlooked the first time, and Roach knows the only way to rewrite the story is to end it definitively. Because this time, Roach isn't coming to compete, he's coming to close the chapter. No debates, no draws, no doubt. Do you think Lamont Roach Jr. can finish the job and hand Gervonta Davis his first real loss? Or will Tank remind everyone why he's still the most dangerous man in the division? Let us know in the comments.